Hello and welcome to another InfoCast. I'm your host, Stealthy, and here to talk about a few things. There's some controversy that's been going on, and I normally don't comment on anything like this or stay up to date with. I stay up to date, but I don't really talk about the up to date things that are going on. So, I'm going to talk about Assassin's Creed Shadows and the character stuff, which is a few weeks old, but then leading up to Silent Hill 2 and some Summer Games Fest that's going on right now. Now, normally these are out on Saturday. It is Sunday. It's questionable whether I was going to do this or not. So instead, I just released some Destiny 2 content. But really quick, I originally started this to show off the DG stuff. So if you're not up to date with it, this is sort of the stuff we do every Saturdays is the original content, but that will be dubbed down, or I don't know how you say it, dubbed down, significantly decreased in the rest of the upcoming Saturdays. I'll try to put out an episode, but it's not guaranteed, and for 3 months straight, we have been posting every single day something new. That's going to be a lot less now. It's time to take a little break here. But this is the latest video, which this will change with this new episode tomorrow. So let's first thing I want to do is dive into the comments. Usually I reply and like each comment, and sometimes I can't see these, a reply of a reply, unless it's more recent. I'll scroll down, but I won't go too far down because it's a lot of comments, and it will go on for years, since '07. So, this is the latest comment right here. What was this about? I'll usually make a joke sometimes. He's missing out. So that friend who watches English dubs with Japanese subtitles doesn't really exist. I was just making a joke here. So let's reply to this guy. So here's the thing. A lot of people watch anime with the original Japanese voices. They always say it's better, and they use the English subtitles. And I'm not one that does that, but I've heard of it happen a lot, especially even in games. Like, I remember Snake Eater. A lot of people liked Snake's voice in Japanese a lot more than even though not a lot more, sorry, because there's a lot of fans for David Hayter as well. But a lot of people did like to hear the Japanese voice. They were used to the Japanese voice, and they'd read the English subtitles. Personally, myself, I have to listen to the audio in English and not Japanese. I'm not used to that. And I don't watch a lot of anime. I've seen Dragon Ball, GT, or Super, all the Dragon Balls, basically. And the other one was Castlevania on Netflix. So I'm not a real big fan. And a few Cartoon Network ones back then in the 90s and up to 2000s. So anyways, continuing with the comments. This guy's saying I missed a bunch of stuff, dipshit. Well, that is weird. Let's see what he's talking about. So this video I posted 2 years ago. What was this about? Oh, okay, Elden Ring, the Moog boss. This is where you can get one of the worst endings in the game. And basically, I just showed the secret location and how to climb down. I don't understand what I missed. Maybe he's talking about the ending. And going through the Elden Ring playlist, you can easily see that I do have the ending in a different video. This was probably earlier gameplay. So what I do, I'll keep the DVR running when I'm playing Elden Ring. Well, on PS5 it's a lot easier, but it stops every hour and then you hit record again, assuming this was 4K. If not, then I edited it with the editor, which is the editor was made on PS4, but you can download it on PS5. And that's probably why I was just showing how to get down. It looks like this has 36k, 36,000 views and plenty of comments. So I don't understand what I missed. Secret location behind Moog, the Omen boss. So I was basically just showing how to go down there. I wasn't showing the ending. If he means I missed the ending, then you can easily do some more research, see it on someone else's channel, or you can look through our channel and you'll find the ending there in the specific playlist as I mentioned. So, really quickly, I don't think it is going to taste good to dip into shit. But if that is how you roll, I will not judge. You can't answer these guys seriously because when they don't make sense or don't give you detailed information, this is how you must respond to them. All right. Oh, and that's another good topic actually. We got Elden Ring coming out. It's June 8 right now. Ring, Shadow of the that is the name. Erd Tree, I think it's pronounced. It's coming out in a few days and a few weeks. Oh, I thought it was coming out sooner than it really is. 2 weeks, not bad at all. And $40, I already got it pre-ordered from long ago using the Sony Rewards credits. I hope to be able to dive in this. I think I got like 6 days to dive into this and really crack it open. But I'll do my best to post any videos. And hopefully I can beat some of their bosses. It sounds like they're going to be a lot more challenging and you're going to need a few superpowers that are more recommended. Some of the new powers to beat the bosses versus excuse me, versus what I did in the past. And I must show this off as always. Gotta load the playlists. Let's see, that I think it was the final video. Yup, it was the final video. So basically I took the first halberd that you win off the first sentinel tree boss, or tree sentinel. It's been too long. Damn. Excuse me. And I know I was slurping a lot the last episode. I'm not gonna apologize for that though. Deal with it. Anyways, every boss I beat using the golden halberd. And I actually beat Melina live streamed when I kept failing off stream. So I don't know if I got lucky or it was just so many times that I tried that I finally beat her. And I used the golden halberd. So right here I didn't use you saw an X there. It was before I got the golden halberd. And this was the weapon I mostly used in Dark Souls 2 or a similar weapon, and I feel it was overpowered then. So I don't know why Elden Ring kind of reminds me of Dark Souls 2. But anyways, it looks like the new boss, or the new DLC is going to require you to use the new powers they gave you. And I could have easily gone bleed, gone magic, gone all that, but I did it with, as you read here, no summons, no bleed, no magic damage. Beat every boss, plus a few extra ones like the optional Melina one I mentioned. And I really had fun with this game. I got the Platinum twice, PS4 and PS5. And, yeah, so I'm really excited for the DLC. We'll see what it has to offer. I'm kind of on what do you call it, black shadow, eyes closed type of thing, or an Assassin's Creed shadow. I'm trying to stay away from the trailers, but I kind of seen that you gotta use powers to beat some of those bosses, and I hope that's not the case because I like to challenge myself, and I know people do crazier challenges like playing with drums, Donkey Kong Congos. One guy did, and one guy recently did a Twitch stream or whatever. Controlled the camera through, not Twitch, through, what was it, Kinect or something? Not even sure, but it was something crazy. Someone did it with their mind or something. Anyways, moving on. Let's go to the controversy real quick. Done with the channel updates here. So this was a new trailer that Ubisoft dropped, and I think there's an add-on that a lot of people use to still see the negative thumbs down. Which I don't know why YouTube always or changed it. I mean, people vote and they vote negative. It doesn't mean they're always trying to be hateful. They're just trying to get their message out, and I think it's a good thing to show it. And while there might be some racist people out there that are upset that there's a black character, there's actually people out there that make a good point. That this character, well, he's a part of history, and it was shown that they did change history, or tried to change the Wikipedia page to remove something that proved that he wasn't really a samurai, and in this he's more of a he's not a stealth samurai. She's the stealth assassin here, and he's just like the head-on charge attack assassin, but not a skilled samurai. Or they're trying to say he's a skilled samurai, but they based him on a real guy, and a lot of people had problems. Like, you could have based him on an actual person of Japanese heritage, but it seems like Ubisoft covered that with having this woman here as the assassin, and then they wanted to have a diverse cast with the black character. And I see both points to this, and Big Fry kind of nailed it perfectly with what he said in his latest video. And I'll look that up again because I watched that and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Both sides. Like, one, yeah, they could have chose someone else and that had a deeper history, but they chose someone on purpose to be more diverse. That's what it looks like. But then again, does it really matter? Like, it is Assassin's Creed. It's known to use superpowers, supernatural stuff. And at the end of the day, it is a video game, so it's there to have fun. And whether the company did it to get more money or not, I don't know. But I do see why some people would be upset, and I also see why it wouldn't really matter. But it is happening a lot more in video games. I never think, like, it should never be a problem that it's a black character. I mean, if you go back to old school movies, I forgot which one, but there was a Japanese setting in the past for a movie where it centered around a white male character in Japan, which didn't make sense, but the movie was still good, so the game can still be good. And if they're still going with the Valhalla gameplay and the Origins and the Odyssey gameplay, I'm sure it'll be a really one-to-one, like, it'll look like Japan in ancient times. I don't even know the year. Like, I'm behind on a lot of news, but I do kind of catch the news from both sides. I know there's some sort of cultural war going on in gaming. And there's the journalist side that always backs up whatever the developers do if it's something with diversity, and then there's the side that, no, we want authenticity and authenticity to the core. And sometimes they're right about what companies do for profit, and sometimes they're wrong. This one I see why both would be wrong, and really you gotta wait till the game comes out to really know what's going to be shown. And because people have jumped to conclusion with The Last of Us Part 2, for example, which I will tackle on the next episode, and I'm not a fan, if I were to rate it. And that's the other thing about the channel I want to update, that I eventually want to start doing reviews for games, and I think the first one's going to be Gray Zone Warfare. That's one I want to dive into, but I'm getting off topic. So, yeah, I mean, they're both wrong with a lot of points, and they're both right with some points. End of the day, let the game release and then judge it for what it is. But if you could see these negative thumbs, they're like double, if not triple. And I don't have the add-on to show this, but a lot of people, including, I just translated someone was in Japanese. Yeah, I assume it was translated from Japanese, and this person's upset about trampling the Japanese culture. But then again, you still have that woman here who's of Japanese culture, and this guy's based on someone. But for is it the journalist? Is it the company I don't know who's behind it that changed the Wikipedia page, and then they allowed it to change? Going to those drastic measures just to prove a point to gamers that they're wrong is overdoing it for sure. And then there was the other topic of the character being gay, which I don't think that's the case. I think if it's following Valhalla and Odyssey and Origins, you as the player are going to get to choose who to romance, so I don't think it's a specific set character bio. But who knows? They did say it's based on this real character. Maybe they're going with, what was the latest game in Iraq? Mirage, Assassin's Creed Mirage. And they went with Bassam as the main character, and you couldn't customize him, but they were kind of trying to lean back to the old school. I think Shadows is the next chapter of Valhalla and Odyssey and Origins, but we'll see with gameplay. I don't think, let me play it here. Yeah, this is just a trailer, and doesn't seem like there's any gameplay yet, so it's hard to tell. I mean, the character looks awesome, to me. And yeah, I agree. It's probably unrealistic with history, but I mean, even Bassam in Mirage was unrealistic. Apparently he is Loki. Oh wait, I should have said spoiler. But I mean, the game's been out for so long. But how's he an Arab in Iraq, but also Loki? So, and I know they explain it with forgot what they call it, but I mean, I guess that's where you guys can do more research on that. But that's unrealistic, and no one really got upset about that. End of the day, it is a game. It'll be judged on the gameplay, and we'll see if it's any good. But yeah, I do understand that the goal shouldn't be first to make sure let's get that cast so it is diverse. The first goal should be, do we have a good game? Is it good gameplay? And is it fun to play? And is the story good? And then you start casting, which maybe they did it in that order. Who knows? We can't really say what order they went in when making a game. Then we move on to Silent Hill 2, and then I saw this and I'm like, oh, okay. This doesn't look like her at all. And then there's that controversy like MJ with Spider-Man 2 and trying to make, or with one side saying they're trying to make girls look ugly and fatter and make it more the norm for people to accept that, which I don't think that's what they're trying to do, because, well, then again, MJ did change. I don't know. I haven't played Spider-Man 2, believe it or not, so I did hear the fuss about that, but it's hard to tell. So anyways, we'll go back to Spider-Man 2. I'll Google it and see what's going on there, because that was an old topic. So this topic right here, so this is caught at a bad angle, and the developers did respond that it was mocap. That's why it changed so much versus back then, where they didn't really use mocap on games. Now, it could be true, and then there was the other argument about the nurses being covered up, which you saw in the past they weren't, and we'll do the comparison in just a sec. But I did see a different angle at this, and the model didn't look this chubby. Seems like it was zoomed up and blown up to look like this. Yeah, not as one-to-one as this, but if it's like the developers are talking and they did it because it's mocap, I see why there's a change. I think this is it with the nurse. Oh, and then there was the case with Maria that looks different. They kind of clothe her up. So let me see. Controversy. Let's try Maria. See what we get here. Ah, there we go. Okay, so this is the new Maria. You can see from legs to here it's covered, and then there's the jacket. That's the real mocap face, and then let's see the old school one, the leopard. Well, that's art. So, and that's like a cut scene, but that's more of what she looked like, more like sexy, seductive looking, and it looks like they wanted to make her what they consider more realistic, and that kind of pisses off fans. I see why fans would want it to look more like the original. Then again, this doesn't really do much harm because, I mean, it's about the gameplay at the end of the day, and that's what I looked at least. And this really looks like a Silent Hill game. It looks foggy, it looks dusty, it looks creepy, it looks scary. He's exploring, what I saw is exploring the hospital in real time, looking at the map in real time. So that tells me there might be gameplay changes where you're going to have to look at the map right away, and you can't kind of pause and stop the enemies from attacking you, and that builds more intensity. So I look forward to that, because if you go to all my old saves on Silent Hill, I probably hit the map like 200 times just to pause. But oh yeah, look, James Sunderland, he looks fine. I mean, there's no changes to him, so like, I think if they changed him and made him look differently, I'd be a lot more upset than the characters surrounding him. So I don't think it's a big deal. And again, okay, Maria, it's not that bad. I mean, she still looks pretty here. I see why people got upset about her, but then it is a bad angle. I saw another trailer where it doesn't really look that bad, but I don't know if I'll find it right now. Here's the other one. So here are the nurses. You can see they shrunk the boobs. Let's see, Silent Hill. Maybe not put Silent Hill 2 nurses, but obviously you can see the big difference here. More skanky looking. And then right here, it's different. And, yeah, it's definitely covered there. So I get I think the gamers are right on this one. It's like they're doing it on purpose. These companies, they want to change that up versus showing so much cleavage. And again, it doesn't affect me. I play the game, not to stare at the enemy that I'm killing's boobs. But yeah, it still looks good. I mean, a lot of people did mention, not a lot of people, I saw some comments mentioning the combat being stale. And I don't know if you guys played the original one, but it wasn't like amazing combat or anything. But I see that kick there, the swing. It's not bad. I mean, like for a horror game, but the most important thing, it better not be like a walking simulator. The gameplay changes where you gotta run away mostly versus getting a lot of weapons and ammo to shoot. So yeah, again, let me see. I think it was called Silent Hill 2 Remake Trailer. 9 days ago, maybe this was it. Oh, yeah, there she is. Like, so look at this down here, and this is the other side of people, so I see both. I see the gaming community side of it with the complaints, and then I see the journalist side of it with the complaints. And I do my best to remain honest and neutral about it, not jump to conclusion, let the game come out. And, gamers aren't wrong about this most of the time, like you saw with Last of Us 2, but there was something they were wrong about concerning Last of Us Part 2. But overall, it was a 6 out of 10. Spoiler alert if I ever make a review for that game. But yeah, it was coming up. Okay, so you did see the zoom in here. So let's go back. So James looks fine. Like, he looks 1-to-1 like the original, even though the graphics were older. And then, like, even here, it's not looked as blown. It's like when you freeze frame it, She looks kind of chubby and obviously doesn't look like the original, but it is true what they're saying. The mocap, I could see why they did it. I just hope they don't mess with Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater too much. Or I hope they don't touch it at all. So I get why fans could be upset. They just want to remake, upscale, even use the old cinematics, but it looks like the developers try to do more and then they upset, or maybe they try to do less, depending on your point of perspective. I'm just drinking some Red Bull mixed with lemonade here. Still got some water. I don't normally drink Red Bull. It's just to stay awake here. Look at this frame right here. Doesn't look at all with what we were looking at. Oh, I don't want to open websites here, so looking at that. Oh, and there's another game, Dead Space, where they changed the cast list. So it does happen, and I get gamers' complaints on that. And again, the gameplay didn't change, it was the same. Still have to go back and beat that again, even though I platinumed it on PlayStation 3 originally. But here, look. 2 different angles. Looks a lot better here. Looks thinner there. And they mentioned the age thing. In the past, she looked like an older woman, but with the descriptions, is only 21, I think. So there was nothing wrong with that. There's a better camera angle of it. Definitely reduced. Definitely clothed up more. Barely any cleavage like the past. So they did do that intentionally. Yeah. So I see why gamers do have a point. So in this cultural war, why change them? Not really a big excuse to doing it, unless they're trying to please someone to get more money. That's one side argument that I hear. And could it be true? Maybe. I don't rule out anything. Again, doesn't matter as long as I enjoy the game. For me personally. And then again, if I'm a big fan, like Snake Eater, then I would be like, okay, I grew up with this game, I want to just see it remade in great, good-looking graphics. You didn't even need to hire new people for mocap, so why are you doing it? And so I understand why they're upset. Okay, I keep repeating myself, so I gotta move on. Alright, I don't know if you guys saw this 1-minute trailer can cost up to $250,000. It was confirmed it was 2 minutes or a minute and a half, which may sound insane, but I was talking to a few people in the comments, and not on Kotaku, a different website, and they mentioned that's normal for big company, billion-dollar company, million-dollar companies, that they would spend this much to get it to see all eyes on it, and then hope for better game sales, which is crazy to think if you're an indie developer like myself. I don't see myself spending that much money on advertising, but I understand it reaches everyone at that point. Which goes back to the controversy. If you're spending this much money and you're going to add something controversial in your game, is it worth spending that much money if it's going to backfire and no one's going to buy your game? So I guess, I don't know if they factor that in, but it should definitely be looked into as a factor, because unless that money's a lot more and they can take the loss just to do that, just to change it up to satisfy someone, I don't know. And again, they might call this conspiracy, so you decide if it's true or not. Anyways, here's the indie game, and I get flack from gamers as well, and that's what happens when people don't really understand what's going on. So I understand developers and even some journalists that say that, hey, this gamer doesn't know what this side of the gamers that are hating don't know what's going on. But sometimes they say it's a minority, and it might actually be the majority. But if that makes them feel better, okay. Again, if I get positive or negative feedback, I'm not gonna act like, okay, if it's one negative feedback, I'm gonna read it and I'm gonna try to fix what they don't like, and that's what people have been very honest with this, that have left me positive feedback, have been honest of what they don't like, whether through chat or through testing, and I do my best to change it up. Like, that's where you gotta come down and put yourself in their shoes and see why they're not liking it and try to fix it. If it's just non-stop trolling, no, I don't care. I'm gonna keep just saying the same thing over and over, then okay, you can tell it's trolling at that point. But if developers took an effort to change stuff per feedback, I think a lot of gamers wouldn't look like they were trolling, like, or the claims of trolling may not be true, but because they're taking a lot of flack and they're trying to brush it off, or the new word people use is cope better with it. But yeah, anyways, let me continue here. So the controversy, like I see, for example, is people will come look at my game. So they'll look through here, they might see these creatures, okay, whatever. They'll look at these, maybe they've seen these creatures being built by different artists. And I'm always honest, I credit every artist and every artist that sells an asset. So I can speak on behalf of my game here. So they'll look at it, they'll be like, oh, these are, looks like asset flips. First of all, an asset flip is like taking any, what are they called? Templates on an Unreal Engine, and just buying marketplace characters and bringing it all together, and using the same gameplay, not changing it, not adding any code. People don't understand that this game is not people. Sorry, the very I've gotten maybe 3 complaints calling it an asset flip. And it is by no means an asset flip. I developed and coded this game 100% of it, the core gameplay, everything. And near the end, when I needed to learn about saving and loading, I did use GPT, but I credited everything I used. Every website I use is credited in the credits on the main screen, you can see. Now, when it comes to characters, I originally was getting original characters, like 3 here you see. So the game was originally called a troll, a barbarian, and a dragon, and it was going to just feature this level, and it was going to be me testing the waters with Steam and learning the marketplace. But I wanted to expand on it. So what you see here, this interface wasn't there. Like, it was a very basic, small, squared game, like the size literally like this big. Not even full screen, and it was a game you could beat in 10-15 minutes. And it had no sounds whatsoever. It was just clicking and battling, and literally you would click and you would start the battle like that. And it didn't have any of this interface. So I had to also draw some of this out and put this. Now, when I upgraded the UI, I did use a website for this new health bar and mana and energy, because you can see the old one down here, right here in this section right here. Let me see if I can open that. Yeah, it doesn't show the top, but you can kind of see it there. Like, I can't highlight it, but it shows the old interface, what it looks like, and it looks still kind of close, but it just looks better with the new website I used to kind of get those arrow designs. And then the other thing about the characters, when I do purchase these characters, so first of all, I had the original artist make these exclusive characters, but they're very costly, so I had to seek out a different way. So I went on Pixabay Images, and I found like this troll, for example, and then I talked to someone who was from Germany, and he showed me the website and the program he uses. Like, he gave me the link. He didn't show me. He told me that's where he's getting them from. And he told me, hey, you can use my troll in the game. So he wasn't the original artist. So I wasn't just going to do that. So I did some research. I went to the website. I found the original artist. And I actually purchased his license and purchased his characters again. And that's why you see this one with the horns. That's what it originally looked like. And the Pixabay artist took out the horns. Now, when I learned the program, which is called DAZ 3D, and I have it on my computer. Actually, that's the website. But let's see. Oh, DAZ Studio 4.22. So that's where I get my That's where I input my characters, and then I customize them exactly how to stance them. Now they do give you some template stances, such as this, and I did use the regular stances that they give you, the template ones. But later on, as I learned the program, I mean, these levels were already completed, and I can change the stances to look different, but I don't see the big issue with it, especially for training levels. And for this one, I really liked what the artist did, so I kept it the similar pointing to show they're all attacking at once. But if you go to like my latest level with the Westoons Were Rats, if you see their poses and their attacks, they're completely customized by me. So you got to go into the actual program and render these and change up the angles of their arms and change every angle to show like how they're like I did it to how they're powering up and then how they're attacking. So I'm starting to change it up a lot more, and I still credit all the original artists. I still pay for all their license, and that's the same thing. So for them to say, "Oh, it's an SAT flip," that's completely wrong, because every level is coded. And again, even like some people complained about AI art, which is what you see here, and it's a storyboard that will last at max 5 minutes. Let's say at max altogether in the game, a 6-hour game, let's say I have 10 minutes of AI art with cutscenes. That's it. Like, that's not the game. If you go to the actual worlds like this and you see the mountains, I actually went into a map maker and put all these down. And whether it's easy or hard to do, it's not that matter. It's that I did it this way, and this is my art that I created. I put these trees down, I put the grass, I put the bushes. This isn't AI art. The actual combat levels aren't AI art. So the characters are customized, and coded with my code, the way they attack. Because originally these characters are bought for a 3D environment, and I made them into 2D by single-shotting them and making it like a flip book. And making the turn-based RPG element is coded by me and customized by me. The little maps you see is made. Every map you see here when you zoom in is created by me. So like this is like almost 2 years of work that I did. This whole map right here is actually hand drawn by my sister-in-law, and then I brought it into Photoshop. I colored it, and I got feedback that it wasn't too good. It looks like it was colored, by a younger person. So then I took it into the map tools that I used, and I had the image to my left, and I had the map maker to my right, and I customized it and built it to match that cartoony look, but give it the realistic map look. And then I put each character provided by the tool of what I was going to do for each level. Like right here, you see a little mummy head. That's going to be a mummy boss. And right here, that's going to also be a boss, a were-rat boss that I'm going to be voicing, and I did voice the 3 here. And the other thing is the AI voiceovers, and I never lied to anyone. Like, this is all right here. Like, I mentioned it. I'm not trying to trick anyone. So people, when they come see this, they jump to conclusion, and that's the thing that happens with gamers. Is the smallest research does help to realize, okay, yeah, there's more to it than that. And you can see I wrote all the story. The whole story is written by me. Even the short stories before you enter the level. The memory world, which is this is kind of where I get the Assassin's Creed idea, but put a twist to it. And then this is an AI art photo. Now, if the budget grows, I do plan to replace all the AI art if possible. But I mean, you're gonna see right here, like, the game is selling. I have it on sale for $1.99 right here. And I can show you all the financial info here. I've taken more than a loss way more than a loss. So this is a passion project. You look at all history, and $55, like one character right here, with all its moves, is $100. So like, I mean, do the math there. I'm not here to rob anyone, make it an asset flip for money. So what would be the point of making an asset flip for me, just to waste money? I'm thankful for all those people waiting on wish list, and I'm thankful for the people that bought it and are helping shape it and test it. I will increase the price when it releases, but I will give everyone a heads up. I'll give it a heads up in the advertising that, hey, purchase it now while it's $1. But I'm not set on exactly how much I'm gonna hire it. But I think any fan that bought it now deserves the discount, because they, like I say here, man, you were here from the beginning. Right here. You were there from the beginning and believed in the project and are responsible for expanding and shaping the quality of the game. And if you see the latest news of the fixes I did on June 6th, this is the next planned patch. One of them right here, new side quest in the works, planned NPC interaction per user feedback. And you go to this discussion, which is a dead zone here, but you got one person right here who gave me feedback. I really appreciated that feedback, and I'm hoping to implement something. Not exactly what they're asking for, because that story was already written, but I am planning to do what I received as feedback. And another thing is fishing. Like, someone told me, hey, how awesome would it be if you created a fishing game? And that would be awesome, and I think I could do it, but instead I'm gonna dip my hands in the waters of creating a little mini side quest for it, and I'm hoping I can do it. So I do leave a disclaimer here that things are subject to change. So if it doesn't really pan out to being fun or what I like, I could easily remove that. But it all matters. It has to be good. It has to be fun. Okay. Let's move on from there. So hope to see that culture war kind of ease up. I mean, I do understand gaming is, people take it serious, and two people go in two different directions politically, and that's what makes them clash. You don't enjoy it, just move on. That's what I'd say. Don't. There's an old saying, I vote with your wallet, right? They don't get the money, they'll understand that, okay, this isn't the vision we should go with. Let's go with something else. If someone's making a passion project, it's an indie title, I think they shouldn't be harassed. Let them do what they want. And again, you can vote. You don't like the game, don't buy it, right? As simple as that. And yeah, moving on. So Summer Game Fest is happening. Everything announced. I didn't see what was announced today. I watched it yesterday. I ran an ad. I ran a small $20 ad, and I was really happy about the feedback for the Lands of Hyperion. So I didn't want to run a second ad today. I want to do a proper ad in the future. So let's see what's been announced. Lego Horizon Adventures. Oh, here's another one about controversy, like changing the character, fattening her up. And I did say I'd move back to Marvel Spider-Man 2 with MJ. I gotta agree with the fans on MJ, because if you look at Mary Jane in the Tobey series and then you compare it to the game, looks nothing like her, like besides her red hair. And it's clear that the developers are trying to say, hey, no, get used to someone being chubby. She can be chubby too. And that's not going with the original source material. I understand they can, like, yeah, sure, you can do it. Like, any cosplayer who's chubby can wear it, and no one's gonna give her flack for it. But when you're basing it off original source material, I can see why fans would be upset. It doesn't alter the gameplay, true, but why are you doing it then? Like, because you're in this political war and you want to be right, is what it sounds to me. I could be wrong, I don't know, but that's what I'm seeing from my point of view. And again, if you really want it to be like the movies, the latest movies with Tom Holland MJ looks completely different. Why didn't you use whatever that actress's name is? Why didn't you use her as an example to the game? Because they did change Peter Parker at one point to match the Tom Holland look, and they got rid of the first one from Spider-Man 1. Horizon, there's been a lot of changes that don't make sense, and I platinumed Horizon, was the first one, Zero Dawn. Forbidden West, I tried to play it. Like, I got maybe 3-4 hours into it. I got really bored and I stopped. Had nothing to do with any controversy. It was just a boring game where they talked a lot. I hoped to finish it one day, but I was bored. And I could not continue playing. That beginning was so slow and annoying. I did get up to some robots and it was challenging right in the beginning, and I'm like, I don't know why it just felt sloppy. But with the DLC, they went a different direction with the character, and then it looks like they fanned her up. They made her look more manly, which is what some of the complaints are. And it is clear it's been done on purpose, so again, I understand the backlash. If it's done from the beginning where, like, the design, or if there's a reason for the design change, I don't know if they used the mocap. They could have said it. Maybe they already said it's because of mocap, but I don't think so. Then that is not right to change it. Again, they can do it. It's their game. So seeing Lego Horizon Adventures, I have zero interest in this, and I will not be purchasing this. And it's not because of any cultural war. I don't care for this. Harry Potter Quidditch Champions. I'm not allowed to talk about this. I don't even know what I can say, but I'm going to look at this trailer and just say this game looks really fun. No More Room in Hell 2. I don't know what this is. I don't know. IGN always has problems with playing videos. Then again, it could be the ad blocker that's running. Oh, it looks good. Looks nice. Quite realistic. This is the first time I'm seeing this. Looks like it's an online co-op game, which is smart. That's what they should probably do. But it says right here, first-person shooter zombie early access this Halloween. Gory, brutal co-op. Yep, I knew it. Star Wars Outlaws. This was one of the most anticipated games, and another example of controversy with changing the character looks. But the problem with Ubisoft is the graphics looked insanely good, and then the new one doesn't look that good. So I don't know here. It's definitely dropped off my list, but it still looks like it has some fun gameplay, so we'll see what happens when it releases. The most controversial thing, though, is it shouldn't be the character here, in my opinion. It should be those pre-order bonuses. Like, the costs are insane, and yeah, I don't know why Ubisoft tries to pull that shit, but definitely screams of, I don't want to say scam, but it's scam-like material there, for sure. Civilization 7, that's cool. I have a cousin that really enjoys that game. I have no interest for it. Dragon Ball, what is this one? Dragon Ball Sparking. Yeah, it's just a Dragon Ball fighting game, I'm assuming. Not bad, that's cool. They seem to get a lot of these out, and they're always good. This is the VR game, which is kind of disappointing. We all wanted a new Arkham game, but there's no way they're going to deliver a new Arkham game after that Suicide Squad game, which, another controversial game. And it was, I don't understand that direction. If they went with Superman and then bring out all that lore like they did with Arkham, it would have been perfect. But it sounds like that the studio at Rocksteady has changed. So I don't have much hope in this, honestly. We'll see what happens. Street Fighter 6, I stopped playing that campaign. Became a grind fest, and I've never stopped playing a game, even how bad it was, but this just got abysmal with the campaign, or that world tour. So I know Street Fighter's for the online, for the characters, and the local play, but I have no interest anymore. I did purchase it, but no chance will I get that DLC. Blumhouse unveils Crystal Theater of Idols. Really interesting. I don't know what this is, but it looks interesting. How do I go back? Oh, opened up a whole new tab. That's strange. This is making a comeback from the 90s, but I welcome it. If it's a 90s style beat 'em up like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it's gonna be badass. Mech Break, not a fan of real mech games. Even that From Software game that everyone really enjoyed. I did not play it because not really a big fan of it. I did play one of the good Transformer games a long time ago, but don't have much interest. The First Descent gets July release. I don't know what this is either. Sci-fi shooter. This looks interesting. Oh wow. Now is this cutscene or is this real gameplay? Looks like it's just cutscene. There's the real gameplay. Kind of reminds me of Vanquish there. First Descent gets July released. Oh, okay. Wow, that's coming soon then. Alan Wake 2. Wow, okay. This one I'm looking forward to. And I did see the trailer. They brought back some Remedy characters from other games into Alan Wake 2. That's interesting. But it looks like they're doing some more music episodic levels, which is a strange choice, I guess, because how successful the last one was. Not sales wise, like the feedback, I guess. It's a good game. Again, another controversial game with character changes for a certain character, and that character did a good job in my opinion, and I enjoyed it. And I didn't even know that they changed the character until someone had mentioned it. But it was still a good game. It did lose money, as I hear. But I would recommend Alan Wake 2. It's a fun game, fun survival horror, and definitely will be getting the Night Springs DLC. Oh, it's out tomorrow, so I saw this yesterday, so it looks like it's out. I'm going to have to dive into this June 8, and it is June 8 today, so I'll be on that. Skate, this is always good to have skateboarding games. I was never a big fan of Skate. More a fan of a Tony Hawk game. I wish Tony Hawk 3+4 came out. That would have been nicer. What do we got here? Valorant. I don't care for Valorant. Overwatch, all those games. If there's a Team Fortress 3, I'm in. But all these games can go delete themselves. Among Us TV show. Really nice, really cool. Dune Awakening. Story trailer. So, open world survival MMO. See, I like the MMO aspect. I don't like the survival aspect. Unless you're Gray Zone Warfare. Oh, this is a big heavy hitter right here. I still got to beat the first one, but this is something to be excited about. Slitterhead. Delta Force Hawk Ops. Interesting. This one I'll look out for as well. Killer Bean. I mean, if you can come up with new ideas, why not? I'm not interested in it. Not interested in that. New World Oh, nice. This is a MMO that I really enjoyed, so more power to this. Power World was really fun, and that's a likable survival game with strategy elements. If you can do a twist like that for that Dune MMO, that would be great. Excuse me again. Monster Hunter Wilds. These are always fun. These are always good. I beat the Switch one. I still got to beat Iceborne and Monster Hunter Worlds. I think I left off on that one. The problem is they're very grindy, very time consuming. But you're getting a good deal when you're forking over for this. I'm surprised there's no controversy with this. Then again, it's probably a created character. Who knows? Either way, there shouldn't be because doesn't matter. The story's not the greatest in this, anyways. It shouldn't matter what the character looks like, anyway. Kunitsu. No clue what this is. It's a fighting game. What did I say? Oh, it looks like tactical. RPG type. Probably trying to get on that Baldur's Gate bandwagon. Phantom Blade Zero. What's this about? Oh wow, looks good. Another ancient Japan game. This kind of has Bloodborne vibes to it, only without guns. Wow, it looks really good. Alright, we'll stop here. Anything that looks good, I don't like to really watch at all. And yeah, that's 2 days of Summerfest. I don't know. I think there's days 3 and 4 still to come. If there is, I'll try to cover it, make a video on it, and you'll see it next week. Anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Any questions, comments, leave them in the bottom. I do have some things to talk about in the future, and they're mostly outdated topics, but I'd still like to tackle them. I've got some Halo talk, I've got some Palworld talk, Helldivers talk, Last of Us Part 2 DLC talk. That one I really want to hammer down, even though it's old news. And I have here Caliber. I don't know if I'll do it. There's not really much to talk about that game, but we'll see how it is. I got some SOCOM stuff on the emulator, Confrontation, but Killzone, Resistance, Warzone, any future PS3 games. Just talk about that whole new relaunched server. I know all that news is out there, but maybe just give some updates about it in 2024, or maybe 2025 by the time I get. Who knows? We'll see if I even do it. Anyways, thanks for watching, tuning in. Until next time, peace out.